Hello, welcome everyone. This time I'm doing this a little different. This time I'll be doing it live. Shout out to Giraffe Neck Mark who does this all the time and I can hate him for it all the time. Anyway, no, yeah, I'll be doing it live this time. I'm actually just pulled Elite, All-Star, really good, and as the tiers. As we will be doing the small forward tier list, I have Derek White and Jaylen Brown here because I'll be explaining why I'm putting Derek White in this tier list and not Jaylen Brown, even though in real life it will very much likely, be Jaylen Brown at the number 3 spot, aka the small forward position, and Derek White at the number 4 spot, at the 2 spot, which is the shooting guard position. The same goes for Kuminga and Wiggins. It appears more and more likely that Wiggins will start, and just now I'm seeing that there's no Kuminga yet, which here he is. And that's how I'll be rolling with it right now. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how those, papers move. I don't know if Laurie will be starting, but he's slated in there and he played some, even though he probably will be a small forward. A power forward or a center. But with Taylor Hendricks and them wanting to play him, I don't know if how that will work, so I just put him here, even though now I'm thinking like, why? I'm actually gonna put Taylor Hendricks here because I think that makes more sense. Obviously, I don't know 100% who will play what, but I think actually Taylor Hendricks will make more sense as the starting small forward for the Jazz. Then Lauri Markkanen will probably be number 4 or number 5. John Collins is the other guy there. So they have pretty interchangeable positions in a way. But I'll be putting Taylor Hendricks actually as the starting small forward for the Utah Jazz. Anyway, let's get into it. A long intro, but let's get into it. So, first of all, we have Aaron Nesmith, who's obviously starting for the Indiana Pacers. I probably should have actually pulled up their stats so I can actually tell you something about them, which I have not done previously. But, why not? We're free-flowing here. And let's just do it like this. So, Aaron Nesmith will be going into good. He is a really good all-around player, shot 37% pretty much from the 3-point line last season, which is his biggest asset. He's a really tenacious defender. He's nothing special, but I think he is a really just good starter. A good starter. I don't think he's or something. Aaron Nesmith is a good starter, and that's all that matters. All-Star Thompson. I'm pretty sure it's All-Star, right? Yeah, All-Star plays for the Pistons, while Amon plays for the Rockets. We know that he is struggling with his 3-point shot. He shot just 19% last season. We'll see if there are improvements this year. But he is a tenacious, I would say, pretty smart basketball player, and him and his brother are both. And for right now, I don't think he fulfills the role as Aaron Nesmith, even though stat-wise, he's better rebounding-wise, but stats aren't everything. And as, good of a defender I think All-Star Thompson can be, I'm just gonna have to put him in Maybe I should actually do... Jesus Christ, this does not work as much as I would like it to. Jesus, what the hell is going on, brothers? Takla, yeah. This way. And I'm gonna just play Youngings, and he belongs here because, we just don't know yet. I think, there is a lot to like about him. He has not shown enough yet to just give him into good or really good. I think he has the potential to be really good. I don't know if an all-star is in the way for him, but I think he can be that eventually. Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins might be starting at shooting guard this season when it comes to positionless basketball. Last season, he obviously wasn't as good as we would like him to be, and the last 2 years have just been pretty much hell for him. I still do think he belongs in really good when he's right. He has not been right for a long time, but I feel like this season and this preseason he has been a little more free-flowing. He looks more healthy, he looks more engaged. And I think this is going to be the best year for him since 2022 in terms of everything, and I think he belongs in really good. Paul George belongs in the All-Star tier. Hopefully, everything's going to be fine with playoff P with the injury, but he is day to day, and he'll be reevaluated in about a week, so hopefully he'll be fine. I'm not sure if he'll be fine for the start of the regular season, but obviously he's an all-star. He does a little bit of everything. He has such a smooth game. Shot 41% from the 3-point line last season. He was 47, 41, 90 splits. He was flirting with the 50, 40, 90 club, and he's just a great all-around player. The age, he's getting up there. The injuries are not, slowing down. Also, last year was his healthiest year in a while, so that's what scares you a lot about him, the age and the injuries. But as long as he's out there, he's still probably gonna put up an all-star caliber, be an all-star caliber player. Brandon Ingram is someone who I think belongs somewhere in between the really good all-star tier. Last season, how was he? 20 points per game, 5 assists and 5 rebounds a game pretty much. He's a really solid all-around player. Shot 49% from the field, 35% from the 3-point line, which was a down year for him. He's been up and down, which based on that, he should have an up year. He should shoot better this season. And 80% from the free throw line. But that is just something I dislike about Brandon Ingram, and he is just a weird player. And he, of course, had some off-season drama with not participating in the Pelicans training camps and stuff, and that is just something weird about Brandon Ingram. I don't think he belongs in the all-star tier. It feels like he is who he is, and he can be an all-star, don't get me wrong, he can be an all-star, but I'm just not seeing it. The health is an issue, the attitude is an issue, the motor is an issue, and I genuinely don't want him there. I want him the in-between tier. I just can't have him next to Wiggins. It just feels weird to me. Cam Johnson, obviously. Cam Johnson, that is, it belongs somewhere in here. Last season averaged about 13 points per game, about 4 rebounds, about 2 assists, shot about 39% from the 3-point line. And, on the right team and on the right spot, I think he can be a really good starter. Maybe he could be so suited for a off-the-bench, 6-man of the year type player. That was the season in Phoenix where he was third in 6-man of the year voting, that I don't remember as well as I would like to. But once again, with Cam Johnson, you worry about the injuries. He's been up and down also, so I don't know. I guess he belongs in really good. I think he can be a really good player for the right team. I think he'll be getting traded eventually this season, and we'll see where that goes. But I think if you have him as your starting 3, starting 4, I think he'll do fine. Even though you could argue he's more of a power forward, but in the right spot he'll probably play power forward, but for the Nets it feels like he's gonna actually play the small forward position, because you're probably gonna have Schroeder and Thomas starting at the in the backcourt, and then you'll probably have Cam Johnson, Ben Simmons, and I guess Nick Claxton in there, right? So the most logical spot to put him in. And Dorian Finney-Smith is also out there, so you're gonna have some of these guys out there, and it feels like he's the most natural fit for the small forward spot, so that's why I have him here. And it might be completely wrong, let's be honest, I might be completely wrong about this, and he might just be the starting small forward, and maybe I should have put Ben Simmons in here, I don't know. It's actually really hard. Then Danny Avdija, I think he belongs in good. I don't like him more than Aaron Nesmith. I don't know how he would do on a winning team. He's been on the Wizards, now he's on the Blazers. He's still very young. He has a chance to obviously make more of a name for himself. Shoots just 33% from the field, but he can be a really good all-around player. And last season he really popped off, where he actually shot. I'm sorry, he actually shot 37% from the 3-point line last season. Yeah, I was a little slightly confused, pardon me. Basketball Reference doesn't have last year's numbers here already, or anymore, up there, so that's why I was a little confused. But Danny Avdija had a really good year. I don't know how I feel about him on a good team, like I said, but I actually, he might actually belong in, I don't know, I still put him in good. We'll see if he can keep this up, because he wasn't good for the first, I mean, he was just good for the first 3 years. He was good to really good last season, so I'm gonna keep him in good. But, I mean, he could actually, you know, be up there, because, I mean, last year, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, he was really good last season, and in Portland, he should get all the opportunity he wants. I'm gonna put him in really good, actually. Yeah, that's how I feel right now. We'll see how it looks eventually, but that's how I feel right now. Dylan Brooks next. This is gonna be a long-ass video, Jesus Christ. Already 10 minutes in, and I'm nowhere near finished, Jesus fucking Christ. Dylan Brooks, I still believe he's a really good player. He improved the 3-point shot. It looks much better. He shot 36%, which, I mean, he's constantly improving from Memphis years. And he's no longer, you know, liability from there. He's improved his shot selection. He plays his role. He's still a really great defender on his day. And I think he belongs in this really good tier. I don't know where I would put him for these guys, because I still think he can be a little bit of a liability with his attitude, but it feels like it fits in Houston. I guess I'm hoping for Wiggins to have a really good year, and I'm a little projecting here a little bit, because Wiggins probably doesn't deserve to be better than all of these guys right now, but I guess I'll put him here for now. Desmond Bane is actually here, because I put him in the shooting guard tier list, but he'll probably play small forward. I mean, obviously, once again, interchangeable roles, because Marcus Smart, Ja Morant, and Desmond Bane will all probably be starting, and that's your 1 through 3. And one of those guys has to be listed as the small forward. I don't know who will it be, but I think Desmond Bane can have an all-star year this season, but he's somewhere in between right now. We'll see how it goes. DeAndre Hunter is one of those players that, I mean, he's good on paper, but, you know, the numbers feel a lot emptier than you would like. He is a 15-point per game scorer, essentially. He has been more efficient. Last year, he shot 39% almost from the 3-point line. But, I mean, I just can't put him in really good. I just can't. I don't think defensively has the upside. I don't think the attitude is there. I don't think... you could say the same about Wiggins for the last couple of years, let's be honest. But I just wouldn't want him on a winning team. I don't think he's a winning player. And that's why I'm putting him even below Aaron Neesmith, who I think can be a winning player with his attitude and his play style. And the way he contributes to his team. But maybe I'm a little too harsh on DeAndre Hunter, because one of my buddies is Atlanta Hawks fan, so... that might be the reason why I'm a lot more down on him, but I mean, I've watched him with my eyes. I mean, I could have put him in with the way he is. I actually like these players. I don't love Dylan Brooks, you know, for who he is overall, but I do like a lot of these players, even though I'm a little down on Danny Avdia more than on the other guys. I still recognize he had one hell of a year, and he has shown a lot of improvement. I'm just really uncertain about Hunter. And to be fair, Wiggins, you know, if he wasn't on the Warriors, I might be a lot more down on him, but I'm just hopeful for him. And I mean, he has shown us the ability to be the number 2 player on a championship winning team for whatever reason, right? DeMar DeRozan, last season, 24 points per game, you know, always improving, always a bucket, always efficient. I mean... does he still belong in the All-Star tier? I would have him rather than Brandon Ingram. I would actually rather have Desmond Bane than Brandon Ingram, if I'm being honest with you. But Desmond Bane also, another guy with injury issues. I mean, last year, DeMar was not an All-Star, but he could have been there. And I'm going to put him in the All-Star tier list still. I think he can be still that type of player. And that's that. Derek White, I'm gonna put him, like I said, in this tier instead of Jaylen Brown, who I put in the small forward tier. I mean the shooting guard tier. And I'm gonna put him in between. I love Derek White. I don't think he's... I don't know, maybe he might be better than these two in terms of everything. But, I mean, it's so hard to actually evaluate things like this because, I mean, roles, situations, everything matters so much in this thing, right? You see it in every sport. I mean, if you're in the right spot, right situations, shit just works out better for you, right? And Derek White is in the perfect spot. To be fair, defensively, he's been always really good. And he just improved that 3-point shot like crazy for the Boston Celtics. The improvement was just incredible. He's become a sniper here. And now you just have to see, can he be an actual all-star? I don't know. He certainly was on pace for it in the first half of the season last year. And in the playoffs, he's had all-star type games. But it feels a little more unfair to Desmond Bane and Brandon Ingram to put him as better players in terms of situations and everything, even though I like him more than both these players maybe. Even though with Desmond Bane, I actually do like Desmond Bane as a player a lot. This shit's already 15 minutes long, Jesus Christ. Franz Wagner, a guy who disappointed me last year with his 3-point shot because he shot 28% from the 3-point line. He has improved his finishing, he has improved his all-around game, and he's obviously a really solid defender on a really great defensive team. But he still belongs in the in-between. You hope he can become an all-star with the contract you've given him. And I like him more than these two guys. I actually like Derek White this much. I don't care. Just Derek White. And leave it at that. I can't be talking 50 minutes about every player. Harrison Barnes, last season, shot about 39% from the 3-point line, played for obviously the Sacramento Kings, had some great games but was getting worse, but he should be a good starter for the Spurs. Obviously, probably in the DeAndre Hunter tier, where I just don't think you can win with these guys. But I mean, the situations for those teams are weird. And I mean, DeAndre Hunter might lose his starting spot, pretty quickly to Zachary Ricochet if everything goes well for the Atlanta Hawks, because you hope that Ricochet just forces them to play him as the best. As the starting small forward eventually. Jimmy Butler is still all-star. I don't know if he belongs in the elite. I would put him in the elite in the playoffs when he's healthy. Maybe he'll have a bounce back here because of the, we know that his father just passed away, and that took a big toll on him, and he admitted as such, and he's ready and locked in this season, so we might see him go back into the elite tier. I still trust him more than Paul George and DeMar DeRozan. That's all that matters to me, so that's why I'm putting him up there. And I'm gonna have him up there, and we'll see how great of a season he has. I think he has the potential to have a really up season, but it will be a really interesting, just overall season to watch. For the Heat, who I don't know how I feel about them. Jalen Williams, one of my favorite players in the league. I like him more than all these guys. 19 points per game last season, about 4 rebounds, about 4.5 assists, improved a little bit in everything. Shot 43% from the 3-point line last year. Great shot selection, great mid-range, great all-around game, and it feels like he's gonna just get better and better. And we'll see. He should be good to go, and thankfully his ankle sprain is just a day-to-day, and he should be able to go in the start of the regular season. I really like him. I think he really well could be an all-star this season, because I have the Thunder winning the title, being the number 1 seed, so it's pretty easy for me to see that happening, and that's how I feel about him. Josh Green probably is gonna start. Who knows? God knows. I think it's more on the air side. The 3-point shooting, while the percentages look good, I don't know how it will look with no Luka next to him, but LaMelo is a really good player. But I don't think defensive and his all-around game just gives you enough. Maybe, I don't know. I just feel about him. Josh Hart, probably, I put Mikal Bridges in the starting shooting guard spot. I'm gonna put Josh Hart in this spot. And while his numbers aren't as eye-popping, and he doesn't average the points that obviously DeAndre Hunter or Harrison Barnes have averaged, I think he's a really good player. I like him more than all these guys in terms of intangibles, in terms of just, an eye for the moment. You saw him in the playoffs, obviously. and he is just an absolute dog, a great all-around player, tone setter for this Knicks team, and I think he belongs in there. Jalen McDaniels, another player who I really like. I mean, Jaden, pardon me, guys. Jaden McDaniels, another player I really like. Defensively, I also feel like his numbers don't do him enough justice. Defensively, I really like him. I would put him in the really good tier, ahead of all these guys. Besides obviously, goddamn, Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma, who's probably gonna start at the number 3 spot at the small forward position, with Alex Sarr and Valanciunas prone to start very likely. And Kyle Kuzma is someone I think he could be a really winning player on a good team, and obviously he won the title with the Lakers. He was a really good player for Washington. He has a lot of empty stats, but I think in the right situations he could average about 17 whatever, about 7 rebounds, maybe 4 assists on a really efficient shooting in the right situation. But in Washington, I'm gonna put him somewhere in here. I think he's better than these really good guys. I'm not sure if I would have him rather than some of these guys in terms of the tone setting, in terms of the attitude, in terms of the intangibles. But I just can't put him below Josh Hart and Jalen McDaniels just because I like their intangibles too much. It feels a little too weird to me right now, and that's how I feel. Chris Middleton is a guy that's just, the injuries have completely destroyed him. You know that he still has the clutch factor, and I still have to put him in really good. If he's healthy, he's gonna be somewhere in here, but right now, injuries, everything, he just doesn't look the same. For the last 2 years, he's just struggled and had injury struggles. Hopefully, if everything goes well for the Bucks, he can be back in this in-between tier, or even at the All-Star tier, even though I don't think that's in the books for him anymore. Just too many injuries, and everything just, fucking sucks with that. And we'll see how well he does eventually. Klay Thompson, man. Last season averaged about 18 points, shot about 39% from the 3-point line. Still, defensively, did some good things, did some bad things. He isn't as tenacious of a defender as he used to be, but I still think he belongs in the in-between tier. Do I? I do. I think with, Luka and Kyrie, he'll be once again in this in-between tier. I'll probably take him over these guys, but we'll see. Asi tady ne. Tady pod tím asi, nebo... Ne, tady, ahoj. Tvíku. Takže... Jo, za chvilku. So that's how I feel right now. And that's that. LeBron, we don't have to talk about LeBron. I still think he's the best. Just think he's the best. I don't have KD here because he'll be playing power forward exclusively. I don't have Jason Tatum here. And I just think he's still the best. Michael Porter Jr. is someone I am on the fence with also a little bit, but I think he belongs in the in-between tier. I don't think he'll be an all-star type player, but I don't think he is just really good. That is a reason why he's, where he is, and why the Nuggets won the title. He was really healthy last season. You could argue you would like Josh Hart and Jaden McDaniels in some certain situations more than him, but I think this year in Denver he could really thrive, and I like him. I like him here. I like him here in the in-between tier at the end of it. Max Strus, he quite literally got hurt. He will be out for 6 weeks, I'm pretty sure. At least 6 weeks, which is fucking rough. He's to me a really good role player. I really like Max Strus. Injury sucks. But Max Strus is a really good shooter, really good just a dog, and has the right attitude of a winner. I think he's a good locker room guy, and that's it. RJ Barrett. Will he be actually playing small forward? Probably. I don't know. Maybe he might be playing shooting guard. He has not been healthy also, but he's really improved over the, in Toronto. I think I'm gonna put him here. I actually really started to like RJ Barrett last season, and I hope he can continue with this play for the Raptors. And if he can, that's gonna be huge for them, but we'll see, obviously, with the injuries. Terrence Mann is a guy that I'm gonna put in A anymore. I think he's still living off that, playoff game against the Utah Jazz, where he hit whatever 8 3-pointers, had like 30 points or something like that. I don't know. I don't think he's. I just don't think he has that shit anymore, man. I'm on defense with him. Zach LaVine might start here. I put him here because I actually feel like he has to, because Josh Giddey, Kobe White probably will start. It's tough. Like I said, I really fucked up with some of the positions, and I should have thought about it a little earlier. And I should have maybe put all of these guys in the shooting guard spots and just said, hey, they're more of a shooting guard than a small forward. Even though they'll be playing small forward, I'm gonna put them there. I don't know. JK, I really hope he's gonna be here when the time comes for the season. But I mean, I can put him. I don't know where to put him actually. I just don't know. I hope he's here, and I'm gonna put him here because I think he can be there. And Tyler Hendricks is a youngin. Here's the tier list. It's really weird with the positions, like I said, but I think power forward and center should be the easiest in terms of actually having the right positions. Sorry for all the miscues and shit. This is how I feel right now. Obviously, I'm really uncertain about a lot of these players and a lot of this shit, but there are a lot of good guys. I think Jalen Williams should be an all-star. Desmond Bain could be an all-star if he's going to be healthy. Franz Wagner, you hope he's going to be an all-star if he's healthy. And a lot of these guys are really good players on bad teams. And then you have a lot of these just role players that you love. But sometimes you can also question if they're good enough to start. But I mean, with all of them, I really do think they are the perfect connectors for those teams. And with some of them, Aaron Nesmith is good. But it feels weird to have him next to these guys who I just don't think are winning caliber players. I think all of these guys could be winning calibers. Even these two, but I'm really on these two, if I was honest, in terms of just, age and everything and the spots their teams are in. So I'm gonna do it like this, end it here. Sorry for the long rambles. We'll see. Hopefully I do better with the power forwards. And yeah, that's that. Thank you. Be kind to yourself and others. Be gentle with yourself. Bye.